Well, welcome back, everybody. Hey, I wanted to come in here just for a few minutes and share some ideas that I learned from this quick brain man for mental health, Jim Quick. So I've been researching on how to help you study better, study quicker, and remember. And my coach recommended this author, Jim Quick, who struggled a lot with his memory because of a brain damage or brain accident, a head injury, and invest and focus his life, okay, on ways to improve our mental health, to study better, and to learn faster and learn what we study. So I'm going to, on the screen, I'm going to share with you our 4 things to stop doing and 4 things to start doing in order to learn faster. So these are speed study secrets, brain hacks, okay, so that you can study for your exam. So 4 things to stop doing, okay, is stop distractions. Okay, eliminate your phone or put it on airplane mode, block online media, enclose yourself in a room where no one is going to interrupt you and you're not going to be distracted by children, outside activities, in the house. Go to a library, go to a quiet place, okay, if you don't like to listen to music, and focus on studying. So that's the first thing. Stop distractions. If you're studying on your phone, you might want to consider studying on a computer and stopping all alerts on your phone. That's why I said you could put it on airplane mode. And you're going to be studying for short sessions. So you educate your family about, hey, I need to pass these exams, okay, because this is to help us in our future, all right, in building this business of real estate and creating generational wealth. Second thing, stop multitasking. Contrary to what many people think, multitasking causes us to become, what do they call it? HDAD, right? And we're thinking of so many things at one time that we don't focus on any one thing and complete it. Research has been done by universities, and now companies don't want individuals that multitask. They want us to focus on one thing. And there is actually a book called The One Thing that was written by Gary Keller and another author. So stop multitasking, no task switching, no taking more time and errors. It lowers your IQ when you multitask. So right now, if you're watching this, pay attention to this completely. Don't focus on anything else so that you can understand and learn what you need to study. Too many distractions. If you think you're great at multitasking, you know what? You're not. Neither am I. I thought I was. Well, no. Multitasking is against, on the contrary of what most of us think and what companies used to want individuals. Companies are now losing money because individuals do not focus on one task. Number 3, stop cramming. So don't do all-nighters or studying for hours consecutively without taking breaks. So more study has been done, okay, on taking breaks every 20 minutes. So after the mind remembers the beginning of whatever we study and the end of what we study, kind of like when we read a book. Okay, we remember what we read at the beginning. A lot of times we'll read the introduction and we'll read the summary at the end. And it's like, we don't need everything else in the middle. Well, unfortunately for these exams, you need to understand and learn all the information. So if we remember the beginning and the end, the more we take breaks, the more we will remember because we are studying in short periods. So there's the Pomodoro technique. And, says maximum, 25 to 30 minutes, then take a 2 to 4 minute break. Freshen up, Hydrate means drink a lot of water, go to the bathroom, go outside and get some fresh air. Come back and study another 20 minutes. Study where you took off. So it's studying in chunks. And it's called primacy, remembering things at the beginning, and recency, remember things at the end of whatever we study. This helps you create many beginnings and endings when we study in 20 minutes, maximum 30 minutes spurts. Okay, that's why also in school, right, they do 50-hour classes, 50-minute classes, but even then that's too long. It's hard to keep a focus and remember everything. So chunk it up, no cramming. A lot of times, many people do not study for a couple days prior to the exam. Okay, no cramming. Stop Acracia. You're going to say, what the heck is Acracia? That's what I said, so I researched it. So Acracia is the state of acting against your own better judgment. In other words, is we can focus out of the 100%, we want to do the 20% that is most important. That's called the 80% rule. Focus on the 20%, focus 80% on the most important and 20% on the less important. Okay? They also say the richest people are, 5% of our population, because they focus on what they're doing. They focus 80% of their time in productive things and 20% on not. Or you can delegate to others. In this case, you want to act in your better judgment and focus on the things that are most important. There are some apps that are called like Stick. So it's stop procrastinating. Do the tougher things, the things that you don't want to do them first. Okay, like many of you may be afraid of math. So do some math first while your brain is fresh, right? You'll be able to pass the exam without passing the math if you take all the other questions correctly. So do the things that are holding you back. And this is not just in studying. This is in your business, in your career, in anything that we do, right? We like to do the easy things, okay? The one that give us the least results. Okay, so those are 4 things. Stop distractions, stop multitasking, stop cramming, and stop Acracia. So stop procrastinating. Do the most important first and do it now, and do it in spurts of 20 to 30 minutes. Now, here are 4 things to start doing when you're studying and wanting to remember and prepare for your exams or anything that you're studying for, or even at work. Start active recall. So it means, so don't reread a chapter. Sometimes we can read a chapter and say, oh my gosh, what the heck did I read? So we reread it, and then we still ask ourselves, what did I read? So instead of rereading the same thing, read a chapter or a few pages, stop and recall. Ask yourself, what did I just read? So that is recognition and recollection. Recognizing what you read and recollecting it. Okay, remembering what you read. So you can practice this when you're studying. Start, space, repetition. So space out the study intervals. In hours. You might study an hour in the morning, an hour in the evening, an hour every day, or, study once a week. However you want to study, but you study in a space repetition. Take time in between. When you're preparing for the exam, okay, I advise, you study every day, even if it's just for 20 to 30 minutes. But start, space, repetition is another way to help remembering things. When we get stubborn and we're doing something over and over and over, we can't figure it out. Sometimes we put it down, let it go, wait till tomorrow, wait till a week later, come back to it again. You'll be surprised at how much better you may do. Now, I'm not saying that, okay, you did all your courses, wait a few months and take it. No, that's not what I'm saying. Is that if you're overstudying and you can't remember, then start again tomorrow or start again a few days later. Space out your study intervals. Third one, start using sense of smell. So there are different things that calm us down, that help us remember. Peppermint and rosemary oils, they help the memory, focus, and remember. So you can use a diffuser and go into a study in a room similar to the exam room. So let's say the exam room is going to be really cold. So if you're studying in a really warm, comfortable area at home, and all of a sudden that's your comfort zone, and you go to a cold room, I have a hard time learning and studying in a very cold room. We lose focus. So prepare yourself by studying in a room similar to the exam room. They're usually rather cold, okay? And you can normally create a familiar scent of that environment, or create at home every time that you're going to study or wherever you are at. Create the same scent that you enjoy. It could be a cologne, a perfume that, oh my gosh, helps you relax, you feel good, you feel positive. Okay, like when we go out, right, and we get all dressed up, we smell good or we look good. Put yourself in that situation. An oil, okay, a peppermint oil or rosemary oil or gum, chewing a certain gum while you're studying, and do that every time. So the mind and the sense of smell will sense that. And I'm like, oh, okay, I'm going to be studying and it's relaxing and I'm enjoying it. So then put it on when taking the exam. Take some of the same oils, okay, or the cologne when you're going to go take the exam. And so you have a familiar sense, okay, that you like, that makes you comfortable. So some of the oils, like you could have a diffuser and use peppermint and rosemary, and they're good for memory. Last one, start listening to music. And the reason why they say that, and I also experienced this with European friends that I had, they would listen to classical music. And I go, wow, that's kind of boring. Why do I want to? It doesn't have an upbeat, right? However, the classical from the Baroque era, it has a 60 beats per minute. And the Stanford School of Medicine research says that it harmonizes with the resting heart rate, our resting heart rate. So by listening to that, it puts us in a calm state of that 60 beats per minute. And it helps accelerate students' parts of the brain that helps pay attention and make predictions. It puts us in an alpha state, relaxed and aware. So listening to music improves mood and outlook. On some of my initial videos, I used to have music because I could study to music, different kinds of music, upbeat music, right? It would get me going, and I put my ear plugs on, right? And back then we had the ones with the wires. We still have those, okay? And I would sit there and study while listening to either country western music or disco music or some type of music that had a positive atmosphere for me, that made me feel happy. However, classical Baroque music with that 60 beats per minute, okay, helps accelerate our brain to pay attention. And then a bonus that Jim Quick gave was sharpen your saw. If you've never read the book by Stephen Covey, the seven habits of highly effective people, the seventh habit is sharpen your saw. And so an example that he gives in that is that there were two gentlemen cutting firewood, and an older gentleman would stop every so often and he would sharpen the saw blade teeth to sharpen them again, like you have a sharp knife to cut a steak or anything like that, right? The chefs do that. They've got to keep their knife sharpened so it cuts nice and smooth. The young guy, he just kept chopping wood repeatedly, consecutively, without taking a break. So at the end of the session of their work, the young man was really frustrated and upset. And he said, how is it that you took so many breaks and you were able to cut more wood than I did, that I worked consecutively? He said, because when I was taking a break, I wasn't just doing nothing. I was sharpening the teeth of the blades so that I could be able to cut wood with a sharp blade. You can't cut wood with a dull knife. So we can't study well with a dull brain. Okay? So the 4 things to start doing: start active recall, start space repetition, finding different hours to study, start using sense of smell that helps you feel good and remember peppermint, rosemary, start listening to music. It's not for everyone, but there's a lot of research that's been done that says that it helps the mind, especially classical music, and sharpen your saw. So hope that this helps in your study methods, okay, to learn faster. These are speed study secrets by Jim Quick. He is on YouTube, and he also wrote a book, Limitless, that I'm currently reading with my coach. All right. So remember, when you visit my YouTube channel, hey, please subscribe to my channel, send some love, click the little bell so that you get notified. You're one of the first that gets a notification of my uploading a video or going live, and like this video. Okay, so this is Wild Lily Handy with AgentPrep, coming to you from San Antonio, Texas. Remember to subscribe and click that little bell. Until next time, catch you later.